What's up everybody and welcome to the channel. In today's video, we're gonna be checking out this 2025 Nissan Pathfinder Platinum. This one's finished in Everest White with an MSRP at $52,000. Big shout out to Flo Nissan of Statesville for providing this SUV for today's video. Check their website linked down below. Taking a look at the specs with the 2025 Nissan Pathfinder, you're gonna get the old school 3.5 liter 6-cylinder engine. This is a naturally aspirated engine with 284 horsepower and 259 pound-feet of torque. This has a 9-speed automatic transmission. Either 4-wheel drive or front-wheel drive is available. Curb weight on this front-wheel drive model is close to 4,300 pounds. Towing on a Platinum is still 6,000 pounds. It runs on an 18.5-gallon fuel tank, and you can expect 20 miles per gallon in the city with 27 out on the highway. The overall length is 197.7 inches with a wheelbase at 114.2. Width is 77.9 and height is 70.9 inches with ground clearance at 7.1 inches. Moving on to the exterior styling for the 2025 model year on the Nissan Pathfinder, pretty much unchanged for this generation. Still has a really nice style. You can see these LED daytime running lights, the LED headlights down below, basic bulb for the turn signal, and then there's a nice chrome trim surround for the grille. Yeah, the Nissan logo with some white trim, forward-facing camera, gloss black accents throughout the center, and then there's forward-facing parking sensors all throughout it. You're gonna get just a little bit of the plastic trim down below with some silver right in the center, along with a safety sensor. Tons of openings to provide cooling to that engine. It's a nice looking SUV overall. Really can't complain, just a good looking car. On the hood, we're gonna get a few smooth body lines fading into the windshield as a nice style for the character with this SUV. And then that plastic black makes its way around the wheel arch to protect the bodywork just a little bit. For the wheels, you have a nice set of two-tone wheels. They're 20-inch diameter, multi-spoke design. You're gonna get more of that plastic material for the lower rocker panel with a little bit of chrome trim, and it even says Pathfinder in back. We have body color door handles and mirror caps, along with a turn signal integrated, along with a camera as well. And then some nice chrome and gloss black trim throughout all the windows. You have a cool black trim piece in back, connecting that rear glass, and then a silver set of roof rails and roof racks with a big sunroof pane as well. For the side profile, this is a 3-row SUV. Very proportional looking, has a pretty tough style to it overall. Got some nice sharp lines throughout that front fender and rear fender surrounding those wheel arches. And then it blends seamlessly into the back with a nice set of taillights. Got your basic turn signal bulbs, LED as well. And then I like how you have this gloss black trim piece connecting everything. Got your Nissan logo, Pathfinder spelled out with a Platinum badge, and then all of your parking sensors. And I like that silver trim throughout the rear bumper. You got your trailer hitch plug on the right side of the hitch itself, all nicely integrated into that rear bumper. And overall, it's a pretty good looking SUV with nice proportions and a good style all around. For the key fob, just basic Nissan key. You got your lock, unlock, trunk release, remote start. If I go ahead and lock the car, you can easily just grab the door handle, press the button, and take a look at the interior. So this is gonna get a genuine leather interior. Got the nice semi-aniline leather finished in black for this specific model. On the door panel, finished in black, we have the really nice soft touch material all up above, release handle, memory seating, all of your window, mirror controls, lock and unlock, nice size grab handle, and then more of this soft touch and padding. Got this really cool like aluminum style trim, storage down below, and then Pathfinder's even written out on the door sill. For the seat, we're gonna get all the power controls along with lumbar support, and then you have somewhat of a brown color throughout it, and then the smooth black semi-aniline leather, along with perforations and stitching throughout it. It's a really good looking seat with a really nice use of materials. You can see that panoramic roof up above, and then a 3-spoke design on the steering wheel, finished in the black leather with some silver trim. And then now inside the 2025 Nissan Pathfinder Platinum, keeping my foot on the brake, we can fire it up. Got your screens that are going to turn on, shows a nice animation. For the steering wheel, got your Nissan badge, and then on the left side we have controls for the screen, as well as your audio and track. And then on the right side we have cruise control settings and some phone integration. There are steering wheel mounted paddle shifters, and then on the right stalk we have windshield wiper controls, left stalk we have headlights as well as turn signal. For the gauge cluster, you have a pretty nice design overall. We can exit out of there. Each screen you can scroll up and down and see a couple different things depending on which mode you're in. So I can easily see some of that information, audio, nav, just some basics within the car. Now what's cool, you can go into the settings as well. You have all sorts of different settings within the car you're able to adjust. You got your tach over on the left side, speedometer on the right, all your basics down below. And then over here, we're gonna get interior dimming, the steering intervention, trunk release information for the heads-up display. Soft touch material with one of your air vents. You can see the heads-up display system. Some nice softer touch material for the dashboard, and then I like the leather style trim throughout the right side. Another one of those air vents with that aluminum looking trim, and then there's storage underneath that. For the center multimedia screen, kind of what you're used to seeing on the previous few Nissan models. This is not their newest system for the Pathfinder. You're still going to get all the basic information, some hard buttons down below where you can easily go into. We have all these shortcuts. You can see your camera system, top-down view, forward view, of course, rear view camera, and then these are basically all of your shortcuts for everything. So it's a simple screen, nothing really too fancy about it, but really can't complain. And then in reverse, you're also going to see the backup camera popping up. So nice bit of information for the screen. You're going to see air vents down below, mainly piano black for the whole center, and then climate. We have our heated and ventilated seats. You can very easily toggle. All the controls pop up in the center with their own LCD screen. We even have the rear control you're able to adjust, the rear lock. So really nice and easy how everything works. Heated steering wheel, and you can sync everything. You're gonna get storage and wireless charging down below with extra plugs, and then you can see storage and cup holders throughout the center. We have auto start stop, auto hold, and then a drive mode toggle. You're gonna see a couple different drive modes popping up, even a tow mode, which is a great touch to see. So definitely a super easy vehicle to use in several different climates. We have some more of this soft touch material all throughout it. There's hidden storage underneath, Pathfinder written out, and then a nice bit of storage in the center. For the glove box, we have a good amount of storage space as expected. And then one last look at the interior. I wouldn't say it's anything too new or fancy, but honestly, you have a really good use of materials, pretty much everything you would want in a nice family car. So really nice place to be, very roomy. Got the massive sunshades, and then with them back, you can see that huge piece of glass, all of your controls. There's even a sunglass holder, and then a nice basic mirror with garage door buttons underneath. Moving on to the rear seat space, I can just grab the door handle and open it up. You're gonna get a lot of really good amenities back here. There's even manual sunshades I can easily pull up. There's cup holders and storage, all the soft touch materials, nice padding on the armrests, storage down below. And then with the seats, you still get that cool brown accent and the nice smooth leather. So this one has the bench row, so you got 3 seats here. And then in the middle, you can even pull this down. You have a nice armrest along with cup holder storage and phone storage. And then up in front, you're gonna see all of your climate controls. There's heated seats, extra plugs. We have storage behind these seats, and then there's gonna be air vents mounted up in the ceiling. To operate these seats, there is the recline lever on the side. You can also press this button, and the whole seat is going to flip upwards to give you a really good access point into that third row, where you're gonna also find 3 seats. Very easily, you can pull it back, and then there's a button on the back side of the seat to do the same thing so rear passengers can easily get out. Now, if we hop inside, sitting here at 5'11", so we do have a bar that you can slide these seats all the way forwards, which is a nice touch. And then reclining these a little bit, this is a pretty roomy family car. With the panoramic roof, you have a lot of that light let in. I like having the ceiling mounted air vents, just especially for car seats, it'll keep them cool. But this is really no big deal. This is a nice back seat. Driver's seat at my height, plenty of legroom and foot room. The seat on the bottom, it does kind of feel a little high and a little short, so it doesn't maybe support my legs the best possible way, but I think overall, seems like a pretty nice back seat. So then sitting into the third row now with the Pathfinder. So these seats are able to be reclined, as you can tell with those 2 angles. There's also going to be ceiling mounted air vents, which is a great touch. There is storage and plugs on the side here. It's not bad back here with the recline. It's actually pretty comfortable. It seems like a full-size seat. The seats are kind of on the floor, so my legs are high up in the air. And then legroom is going to be a little on the limited side. With the second row slid all the way back, it is pretty darn cramped. But you can definitely kind of mix and match, and this will be a useful back seat in a pinch for even 3 people. And then taking a look at the cargo space, you can just press the button. We have a power-operated liftgate. This has around 16.6 cubic feet of cargo volume in the trunk area. You can also get a decent idea of the recline. You also have these levers to get the headrest out of the way very easily. Underneath the floor, we can lift this up, and you have a ton of hidden storage space. And then we can go ahead and grab the recline lever, of course pull these farther back if needed, or go ahead and pull them all the way forward and let these fold nice and flat. So this will be an easy way to get them out of the way, all manual operated, so nothing really too fancy with the power controls. You have around 45 cubic feet of cargo volume from this configuration, and then I will have to go in through the side to fold down the second row seats. And then with them folded, we have over 80 cubic feet of cargo volume with all nice flat folding seats, so that is very practical for anything you need. From the side, you can see how flat everything really does get. which is a great touch, and there's even a lot of storage still in front. So Pathfinder definitely roomy for people as well as cargo. All right, so setting off now in the Pathfinder. I've never driven a front wheel drive one actually, which is kind of funny to see a car like this, front wheel drive or the all wheel drive. Getting up to speed normally, honestly, you don't really notice it. The V6 is quite nice. It is smooth power delivery. The transmission shifts really well. That is a really big plus with the driving characteristics of a Pathfinder. It kind of just feels like a normal SUV, just what you're used to over the last 10, 20 years with vehicles like this. It's just a simple, normal powertrain, and there's a lot to love about that. Ride quality is really good, especially in the Platinums. It absorbs bumps well. These leather seats are really comfortable. It's a very great place to be in this front seat. I really just fit nicely in here. Good view around as well. All the mirrors do a good job letting you know what's going on. Over your left and right shoulder, no crazy blind spots at all. And with the panoramic roof, I mean, we just have a lot of light let in here. Now the steering feel is the one thing that is a little interesting in front wheel drive versus the all wheel drive cars. It feels a little loose, I would say, just a little light when you're driving it. And then if you accelerate out of a turn or a standstill, you're gonna get a little bit of the squealing front tires. So personally, I would only get all wheel drive for something like this. It just makes more sense. I can't see actually getting front wheel drive on a big V6 SUV that should be able to tow 6,000 pounds. So a little weird there giving it gas, but gets up to speed well, and it's a little bit more efficient for the MPG. But again, if you're buying a Pathfinder, I feel like you are going to want to capitalize on towing. While it still says this can tow the same as the all-wheel drive, I probably wouldn't want to tow that much with the front-wheel drive, just be a little funky. Other than that though, of course you can get all-wheel drive. I mean, honestly, there's really no complaints. You have all the storage you could need. We've driven these Pathfinders to Michigan and back probably 5 times over the last 3 years. So I probably have 5,000 to 7,000 miles on these vehicles. They're great road trip cars, especially with just how the cup holders are laid out, the extra storage, the under storage. I mean, it's just really good for the family, for road tripping. Car seats will fit fantastic in the back. You can get captain's chairs. It's just a really well-rounded car. And when you're driving it, the Platinum just feels like a luxury car. The Rock Creek isn't quite as nice on the highway. That one's a little bit more off-road focused, has the tires, a little bit different suspension. So if you want the nice on-road capabilities with just a gorgeous interior, this is the way to go. We've always thought pretty highly of these. Backup camera works pretty good. It's not the most HD thing in the world, but you can see everything with no issues there. So really don't have complaints from a driver's perspective on the Pathfinder. Just wouldn't mind sticking with all-wheel drive for something like this. So my honest thoughts with the 2025 Nissan Pathfinder. So like I said, we have had a couple of these as press cars over the last 2 or 3 years, and we've driven them to Michigan and back, which is about a 1,500 mile round trip. I think we've had 2 Platinums at Rock Creek, and then 1 or 2 of the Infiniti QX60s, which is the same platform, just the Infiniti version. No complaints. They are just solid cars. It's really just a nice, simple, good SUV with the old school characteristics that we love about vehicles like this, having the 6-cylinder as well as a normal transmission. It's just a good all-around vehicle. My father-in-law has a, I think, 15-year-old Toyota Highlander. It's got a V6, a 4-wheel drive system. I don't think he would in any way, shape, or form buy a new Highlander, which is only a 4-cylinder. That is just not something that his generation, people who own a 200,000 mile 15-year-old Highlander, are going to buy. They're not going to get a 4-cylinder. However, this is more like his old Highlander. This is what he would probably get if he were to get something new anytime soon, because it's kind of that same thing, just a nice old school 3-row SUV without being too big. So I like the Pathfinder a lot. I feel like the Pathfinder is probably Nissan's best vehicle, I would say. We've checked out a lot of the Nissans, of course. We've had a ton of press cars, filmed quite a few of the dealerships. I think this is just one of their best products. This and the new Armada. The new Armada is really sweet if you want a lot of space. But the Pathfinder just gives you that good amount of space without being too big. And I don't know, there's just no complaints. It's just good, well-rounded. There's nothing maybe above and beyond fancy or sophisticated or crazy about it. It doesn't have the most crazy infotainment screen, doesn't have the most advanced transmission or drivetrain or anything like that. But a lot of people just appreciate a normal car, and this is normal. This is just a V6, simple, nice materials. Even the fact that this has real leather, not many SUVs for 50 grand even have real leather. So, I don't know, it just kind of hits every checkpoint that you might have for a family SUV. All the options you could think. There's tons of these from the price point way lower than the $50,000 range. But there you guys go. That is a 2025 Nissan Pathfinder. Nothing really changed in the last couple years, but just honestly kind of a benchmark SUV. It just really hits everything on the head. No complaints. If you guys enjoyed today's video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and stay tuned for plenty more content. Big shout out once again to Flo Nissan of Statesville for providing this car for today's video. Check out their website, link below, and I'll see you all in the next video.